The Little Princess's Rainy Day Mission. Once upon a time, in a kingdom where the clouds were soft like cotton candy and the rain smelled like honey drops, there lived a little princess named Lila. Princess Lila was 4 years old, with golden curls that bounced like springs and eyes as bright as the morning sun. She lived in a tall, twisty castle painted in rainbow colors and filled with music, laughter, and toys. But her very favorite thing in the whole wide world was sunshine. One gloomy morning, Lila woke up to a pitter-patter sound on her window. Drip, drip, patter, pat. Splash, splash. Lila gasped as she looked outside.
Oh no, it's raining again.
The clouds had painted the sky a sleepy gray, and all the flowers in the garden were shivering under their leaf umbrellas. Her royal garden swing was soggy. Her puppy, Tutu, refused to leave his fluffy bed. And worst of all, the sunshine was gone. Lila stomped her tiny foot.
Rainy days are boring.
Just then, her nanny, Miss Maple, came in carrying a tray with warm cinnamon toast and a cup of strawberry milk.
Good morning, Princess. Rainy days can be full of magic too,
she said cheerfully. Lila scrunched up her nose.
Not real magic. All the fun things are outside.
Miss Maple smiled mysteriously.
Every day has a secret mission. Maybe today's mission is hidden in the raindrops.
A secret mission?
Only clever princesses can find it.
Miss Maple winked. And just like that, Princess Lila's frown turned into a curious grin. She munched her toast, slurped her strawberry milk, and rushed to put on her yellow raincoat with ducky buttons, her rainbow boots, and a polka dot umbrella that popped open like a giggle.
I'm ready for the rainy day mission,
she announced to Tutu, who followed with a cautious wag of his tail. Out in the castle courtyard, the rain tickled her umbrella and made the puddles dance. Lila tiptoed down the cobblestone path, looking for signs of her secret mission.
Maybe it's hiding under a rock?
She guessed. She peeked under a rock and found a family of snails wearing tiny raindrop hats.
Hello, snailies. Are you part of my rainy day mission?
The snails just blinked slowly and slid away. Next, Lila wandered to the garden. The flowers were droopy, but the rain had left behind something amazing sparkly raindrop jewels on every petal.
They look like fairy tears.
Suddenly, she heard a tiny sneeze. Achoo! Lila turned and gasped. Sitting under a drooping tulip was a very soggy fairy.
Oh my stars, are you okay?
Lila dropped to her knees. The fairy shivered and nodded. Her wings were wet and droopy, and her sparkles had washed off in the rain.
I got caught in the storm on my way to the mid-spring fairy picnic, and now I can't fly.
Lila's heart melted like butter on toast.
Don't worry, I'm Princess Lila, and I'm on a rainy day mission. I'll help you.
Really?
Really, really.
So, the little princess scooped up the soggy fairy in her mittened hands and began her mission. Operation Dry, the fairy. First stop, the royal kitchen. Lila tiptoed past Cookie the cook, who was baking pies that smelled like cinnamon dreams. She carefully placed the fairy near the warm oven and wrapped her in a blanket. Soon, The fairy's wings began to shimmer again. But then thunder. Boom, rumble, crack. The fairy squeaked again.
The storm is scary.
It's just clouds having an argument, nothing to fear.
But I'll be late for the picnic, and I didn't bring any snacks.
That's when Lila had another idea.
Wait here!
She ran to her toy shelf and grabbed her mini tea party basket. Inside were tiny cupcakes, gumdrop cookies, and little lemon fizz candies.
Let's pack a snack box.
Together, Lila and the fairy filled the fairy-sized picnic basket with goodies. The fairy smiled so wide, her wings fluttered a little. Just then, Miss Maple peeked in.
Oh, I see you found today's mission.
I did. I helped a fairy.
Well done, Princess. But I think your mission isn't quite over yet.
It's not?
Miss Maple pointed to the window.
Look outside.
Lila ran to the window and gasped. The rain had stopped. The clouds were parting, and a beam of golden sunlight poked through. A rainbow curved across the sky like a giant candy ribbon.
It's beautiful.
Lila whispered. The fairy twirled in the light.
Now I can fly.
But how will you find the picnic?
With a rainbow compass, of course.
She zipped up into the sky, then paused and flew back down.
You're the kindest princess I've ever met. A thank you from the Rain Fairy Kingdom,
she said, placing a twinkly raindrop on Lila's palm. The droplet sparkled like a crystal.
Will I see you again?
Whenever it rains, just listen for the magic in the puddles.
And with a sprinkle of glitter, the fairy zoomed upright along the rainbow. Back in her room, Lila placed the crystal raindrop in her treasure box and curled up with Tutu, who had finally dried off. Miss Maple brought her a warm blanket and whispered,
What did you learn today, Princess?
That rainy days are never boring if you're on a mission.
And as the last raindrops tiptoed away and stars twinkled in the sky, the little princess drifted into a cozy dream where rainbows were slides and fairies danced with marshmallow clouds.